Welcome to the Agresource podcast with Dana Spaulding and Mike Carignan. Agresource Inc., rooted in success since 1984. How are we doing today, Mike?
Doing great, Dana. It's a bright, sunny spring day, so excited to get this podcast rolling.
I'm excited too. Why don't we tell our listeners out there what we're trying to do with our podcast?
Yeah, with this podcast, we got three main goals, three things we want to kind of touch on as we go along. We're going to discuss some green industry trends, specifically dealing with the use of organic and natural materials, dealing with low-impact design, and some general practices. We also want to highlight individuals within our company, show the work that they're doing, talk to them about how they came to Agresource and their experiences so far. And lastly, we want to take a little deeper dive into product specifics, the hows and whys behind the materials we manufacture and distribute.
Great. As part of that, I think we should talk a little bit about ourselves and our background too. So, Mike, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and how you came to Agresource?
Yeah, I'm Mike Carignan. I'm the Director of Sales for Agresource. I started with the company in early 2015 after getting my start in the green industry about 10 years prior to that. I earned a bachelor's degree in sport management and later added a certificate and eventually a master's degree in turf grass management. During that time, I worked on the grounds crew and also as an assistant superintendent at a couple high-end New England golf courses. I transitioned into sales and started selling seed, fertilizer, plant protectants, and other professional turf management products, mainly to golf courses and sports turf. I've always had an interest in what I thought was simplifying turf management by using quality materials in a way that's ecologically friendly, using high-quality grass seed, knowing your water supply and how to properly use water, and providing the plant with the nutrients it needs to be healthy and thrive. Compost was always on my radar, and the opportunity came to join Agresource, and I knew it was an opportunity to promote that way of thinking, my way of thinking, and here I am today. So Dana, jump in and let us know how you came to Agresource.
Yeah, thanks, Mike. I've been a product specialist here at Agresource since the spring of 2018. I came here after spending 20 plus years in the landscape construction industry. I earned a bachelor's degree in environmental science from the University of Massachusetts Amherst. And from there, I took my passion for the outdoors into the landscape industry. The longer I spent in the industry, I started to feel like I was drifting away from my passion for ecology and the natural environment, and I really wanted to feel like I could make a difference with my career in a way that aligned with my personal beliefs. When the opportunity came to join up with Agresource, I saw that as a natural and a great fit and a way for myself to do that. Now that we've talked about ourselves a little bit, why don't we talk a little bit about the history of Agresource?
Yeah, Agresource is a privately owned company. It's based out of Massachusetts. Started in 1984, primarily to assist municipal, industrial, and commercial clients with environmentally sound and sustainable programs for managing their organic residuals. Company focused on composting and land application of biosolids, leaf and yard waste, as well as other source-separated materials.
Source-separated like food wastes or wood products?
Exactly. And as the years progressed and Agresource staff became more knowledgeable about the products and industry as a whole, the company began to offer some compost marketing services to private composters and municipalities.
That's something Agresource still does today.
Yep, we work with multiple clients throughout the Northeast. We also began doing on-site screening of compost materials as well as blending compost and soils together to make engineered soil mixes. The company's background in organics continued on to grow the soil blending side of Agresource with specialty mixes for wetland restorations, stormwater management, and athletic fields. More specifically, over the last 4 to 5 years, soils have taken a leap into the forefront of the business, with Agresource opening our own blending facility with the ability to manufacture a variety of engineered soils, all to different specifications for all types of projects.
Yeah, engineered soils are definitely a big part of what Agresource does, and that's how I first learned about them working on a project in New Bedford. We had a salt marsh restoration, and Agresource provided those specialty soils.
Yeah, we've done many projects and we'll continue to do them. And we've also added to our fleet of delivery vehicles to help supply those projects. Not only moving material outbound, but bringing materials in. Compost is still a major aspect of what Agresource does, and we'll continue to discuss the benefits of composting with our whole cycle initiative.
Well, that's a really diverse history of products and services that Agresource can provide. And with that in mind, I'd like to talk a little bit about our whole cycle initiative, which is a newer thing for us for 2019. So the whole cycle initiative is a way to create value from otherwise discarded materials and also promote overall environmental stewardship. Agresource has been doing this from the very beginning, but now we are promoting it on all levels. So from the large companies that generate thousands of yards of waste right down to the homeowner who generates a small amount of waste every week. Keeping this idea in the forefront of people's minds to pay attention to the waste stream, what can be diverted, recycled, upcycled, composted, alternative energy, and all options that exist.
So what's the big benefit to companies joining up with Agresource in our whole cycle initiative?
Yeah, the best way to make an impact on a company is to show them not only the environmental benefits of the program, but also the fiscal benefits as well. Agresource has a fleet of tractor trailers and roll-off containers, and with both these tools, we're able to provide a swap program delivering finished product and removing raw or green waste material simultaneously, which is going to reduce the trucking costs as well as a carbon footprint.
Yeah, it's a great idea. You can really see the whole cycle in effect with this process. So taking the raw materials such as leaves, grass, brush, stumps, logs,
soils and aggregates too, Mike?
those also we can take care of. They're hauled out and brought to one of our locations where we can process it and turning it into a new material such as engineered soils and compost. We then bring back those materials to the place that originated. Then you're seeing the cycle completed. The ability to bring this finished material in while hauling out the raw materials saves everyone some time, money, and reduces the environmental impact.
Now, it's pretty easy to see how this can benefit a company, but how can this also benefit the homeowner?
Yeah, we like to just keep the idea in the forefront of people's minds. For any of us who have been around landfills, we know it's not a pretty place to be. So the more we can divert from there, the better. Taking the time to recycle plastics, paper, aluminum, starting a compost pile in your yard with leaves and grass clippings. If you can toss your food scraps in there as well, that's great. Anything we can do to divert these wastes from landfills. If you don't have the space for it, you can start a conversation with your city or town and see if they have a program for organic wastes. Maybe one of your neighbors is already composting and can handle a little bit extra in their pile. Agresource is available to be a part of the discussion and to help you set up your own system at home or get the conversation started on a larger scale.
Yeah, that's a good point. I know at my house, we're a family of three, and we try to compost all of our food scraps. And I'll tell you, that's a great way. We've seen taking one bag a week less to the landfill, and that's just an example of something small you can do at home.
Yeah, we're doing the same thing with a family of four, trying to reduce our trash to one bag per week as well, going to the landfill. We've put some more time and effort into recycling all the products that we can. We do compost our food scraps at home with our leaf and yard waste, and we've been successful at getting it down to one bag a week going to the landfill, so it's very good.
Well, great. Thanks, Mike. So to wrap up, we'd just like to say thanks for listening to our first episode. We're going to be back on a semi-regular basis. Next time, we're going to hear from some of the employees at Agresource, what is their Agresource, and how they participate in the whole cycle initiative. We'll also start to discuss the basics of compost, leaf compost versus biosolid compost. What are the characteristics to look for and benefits of each?
looking forward to doing it again, Dana. And if anybody needs to reach us in the meantime, you can find us online at agrisourceinc.com. Follow us on Twitter at agrisource_inc, Facebook /agrisourceinc. Check us out on Instagram, Whole Cycle MGMT. We also have a company page on LinkedIn, Agrisource Inc. Feel free to check in with us anytime. We look forward to talking to you again next time.
Great. See you next time.
Thanks.